Yes, you're probably waiting for me to give you a bit of a lowdown on Premiere Pro, and
nah, no one's bothered. Hello vlog, so here's what a day in the office really looks like when we're actually on a mad edit. So last week we had lots of filming to get through. This week we've also got lots of filming to get through. So what we do is we have to carefully plan where we get our editing days in, because obviously there's always cool stuff to be filming, but it's the edit that actually brings these things to life. So it's Monday and we've already got to 12:40 and I've been sat at my computer since about 9 AM. I've basically got all the week's planning done, the to-dos, updated all of our projects and things like that to keep us well up to date and make sure that we're not missing anything, as well as editing the vlog to go out at 5 PM. And Rob's been working on a client project that's due today. I think there's 6 or 7 videos to get through. And at the same time we're liaising with the client through DMs, sending files back and forth and stuff to make sure that we get these things right, because this is towards something that's actually going to be happening on Thursday, but we'll tell you more about that later. And we've answered a load of notifications, social media messages, emails, and done a couple of sales calls this morning as well. But I'm a little peckish right now, so I'm going to go and get something to eat.
And I don't know what Rob thinks he's doing, whacking it on the coldest setting yet. Let's change this and see if he notices.
So before showing you exactly how we set up for the podcast, I thought I'd give you a little bit of rundown of what type of tools we use throughout the day and stuff. So over to Rob first off. So when we're going through an edit and stuff, we use Premiere Pro.
Yes, you're probably waiting for me to give you a bit of a lowdown on Premiere Pro, and
nah, no one's bothered.
Good, because I'm editing.
So we use Premiere Pro. Obviously we've run through before when we've took you out and about and stuff that we're using the Canon cameras. We use the 750D, we've got the M50s, we now got the DJI Osmo thing, which we'll give you a little bit of review on at some point during the week, maybe in the vlog. But specifically when it comes out the software type of stuff. So when we've got a project, if I give you a little bit of a run through, what usually happens is someone will get in touch with us, whether it be through social media or email, and what will happen from there is I'll set something up in Todoist. Now you've heard me say a couple of weeks ago that we use Notion to manage our projects. Well, for a couple of reasons, we've switched very recently and we've moved to Todoist because it's very task based. So from my point of view, I really need a to-do list like every day to keep on top of different things. That's how I work. And Todoist integrates nicely with all of the tools that I use, such as the Apple stuff, as well as all the tools Rob uses. I obviously can't show you all of the stuff that we've got going on, but I have an inbox where all my to-do stuff goes. Then I have things that are happening today and things that are upcoming. I'm just swapping things over from Notion, that's why that's such a low number. Then we've got projects. We've currently got 19 projects that we're working on, or that have nearly finished. So every project gets its own like little card, and in there I can write what the project is, any conversations that we've had. I can create subtasks, so whether that means I schedule in another call, we can put due dates in there, how much we've quoted, all the details can go in there. So if anybody says to me, or if Rob shouts over and is like, oh, can you remember what we said about such and such on this project? I go, yeah, I can. And I find it and I click it and all the information's in there. And whilst the information's in there, as I say, you can then do like subtasks and all the rest of it, and it all relates back to one project file in Todoist. I also like sync it up, so when we've got meetings and conversations, because obviously a lot of our projects might happen where there's 2 or 3 video call meetings to really nail down what the project's about, how we're going to go about it and all the rest of it. So it all syncs up nicely with like calendar invites and notes and all the rest of it. So that's what happens. Then we go out and film. You've seen loads of that sort of stuff. So we go out and we film the project. Then when we get back, that's when we start using things like Premiere Pro. We get all of the files. Oh, hard drives. Do you want to know about hard drives? So as soon as we get back from a project, we get all SD cards out of the cameras and we whack it on the hard drive. This is a brand new 4 terabyte hard drive that we've just bought actually. And then we've got like terabyte hard drives each as well. So we'll whack all of the projects on the hard drive so we've got them all backed up. Then when it comes to editing the project, we'll find the project on the relevant hard drive, we'll upload it into Premiere Pro. Whilst editing, we'll sometimes also open up some dialogue with the customer, so it might mean that we send files back and forth. We use something called WeTransfer because it just seems to be the quickest way that we've found. We pay for the Pro version, so that allows us to send files more than or bigger than 2 gig. So we might send files back and forth, then the client can see exactly what we're working on. They'll look at it, they'll say, oh, I'd prefer this or I'd prefer that, or we mix it up and we basically work on it together. Then once it's done, boom, we send all the files over, the project gets updated in Todoist, we send out invoice, and we get them G's. Do we call them G's? I don't know. We get paid, usually. So that's a really quick, brief breakdown of project to completion, throwing in and sprinkling in a couple of tools. We can go more in depth about all this stuff, but I just wanted to go like, just surface level. There's what a project kind of looked like, along with some of the tools that we use to get from getting a project to completing a project. But we're going to do a podcast now, and here's how we set up for the podcast. So, we need this. We also need, like the one that we're on right now. We need 3 cameras in total, which means we need 3 tripods. Looks like we're already pretty much set up from when we filmed on Friday. We use these LED lights, so one will shine at me, one will shine at Rob, and then we have one that just lights up the back a little bit so that there's no massive shadows on there. We use the RodeCaster, so it helps if we turn that on. Now we're going to have to shut the window as well because it's making a lot of noise today. We put down the blackout blinds so that we can control all of the lighting. So you can see we're getting there. So we have 1 tripod here for the wide shot. We have 1 tripod here that obviously will have a camera on, and that will look at Rob, who usually sits in that seat. And then we have 1 tripod here that will then look at me, who usually sits at that side. So today's podcast is would you rather? And we've got 9 questions, so I've just been sat on the internet trolling through a load. There's obviously loads that I'd love to discuss and answer, but they're probably a little bit too edgy for the places where we post our content. Maybe we do some sort of like live streaming channel where we talk about things that are nothing to do with actually trying to grow a video agency at the same time. We can't be saying like work with us and stuff and then answering questions like some of the ones I've read on the internet. I'll leave it to your imagination. So right now we've got this camera set up, we've got this camera set up, and then you are going to be on here looking at me like that probably. So with that said, I'll see you on the other side. So we've recorded the podcast. When will this be going on? So we've recorded a podcast on a Monday, ready for Sunday already. Usually it's like gone 5 o'clock on a Friday and we're like, oh shit, we best record the podcast. I'm sure we've even recorded one on a Saturday before. But it's all done, dusted, recorded. It just needs to go through that whole project thing that I've been talking about earlier on. And we'll get that edited. It'll be out Sunday. It's would you rather questions. The best 9 would you rather questions on the internet. We've answered them. And that's your lot for today. We're off out and about tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow. End of vlog.
I'm gonna party until I drop. When I begin, I don't know how to stop. I can party on till the morning comes, till the sun goes up. We don't stop, no.